Hi warriors, welcome to the channel. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to accumulate wealth effortlessly while you struggle month after month, year after year? What if the reason is not luck, education, or even hard work, but the way you think, act, and manipulate the rules of the game itself? Today, I will reveal the hidden principles that separate the rich from the poor, Machiavelli style in life. Money is power, and power is survival. Those who master the laws of wealth do so not by chance, but by understanding human nature, exploiting opportunities, and maneuvering in a world where weakness is punished. If you wish to ascend from poverty to prosperity, you must first study the game and learn to play it as a master. Today, we dissect 6 Machiavellian principles that explain why some remain broke, while others build empires in silence. Keynote 1: the weak wait for luck, the strong create opportunity. The impoverished are often slaves to chance, waiting for fortune to smile upon them. The wealthy, however, understand that opportunity does not knock, it must be forged. They act decisively, predict market shifts, and strike when others hesitate. To remain poor is to be passive. To remain rich is to be relentless. Ask yourself, do you wait for fate, or do you create your own destiny? The weak wait for luck, the strong create opportunity. This is the first principle that separates those who remain in poverty from those who ascend to unimaginable wealth. Consider the many who toil endlessly, working jobs that pay little more than survival, hoping that someday fortune will smile upon them. They wake each morning with hope, yet at night they return empty-handed, their efforts scattered and directionless. Their weakness is not in their labor, but in their passivity. They place their lives in the hands of chance, believing that mere effort is enough to bring them prosperity. But the world does not reward effort alone. It rewards foresight, decisiveness, and the audacity to act when others hesitate. Those who wait for luck are like ships adrift in a storm, at the mercy of waves they cannot control, believing that if they survive long enough, the sea will favor them. The rich, on the other hand, understand that opportunity does not arrive as a gift. It must be seized, created, or even forced into existence. They see possibilities where others see obstacles, recognize patterns that escape the common eye, and act decisively to shape their circumstances. They know the world is indifferent, and the only way to prosper is to impose one's will upon it. While the weak hope that a chance encounter or a sudden windfall will deliver them riches, the strong spend their days crafting alliances, learning hidden rules, and preparing themselves to act the instant an advantage appears. Every move is calculated, every choice deliberate. They do not gamble their future on the whim of fortune. They manipulate circumstances so that fortune is compelled to follow them. Consider the man who waits for promotion in a mediocre company, doing only what is asked, expecting that loyalty and diligence alone will be rewarded. He is blind to the reality that promotions are rarely handed out as rewards for virtue. They are seized by those who understand the dynamics of influence. Those who position themselves as indispensable. Those who see opportunity where others see only routine. Wealth is not a reward for passivity, it is a conquest. The poor, unaware of this, squander years on hope alone, never realizing that the difference between them and the wealthy is not effort, but strategy. To rise above, one must act with cunning, with foresight, and with relentless purpose. Creating opportunity is not merely about action, it is about perception and timing. The strong understand that knowledge, timing, and audacity combine to create the circumstances necessary for wealth. They watch, they calculate, and then they strike. The weak often misinterpret risk, waiting for the perfect moment that never arrives, while the wealthy manufacture their own moments, bending conditions to their favor. Success is not found, it is engineered. The man who understands this does not sit idle, does not hope, does not pray for luck. He studies the landscape, anticipates the movements of others, and seizes advantage with precision. In truth, waiting for luck is the hallmark of mediocrity. It is a dangerous illusion that keeps countless individuals trapped in a cycle of poverty. The strong recognize the truth of the world. Those who act, who take, who create opportunity are the ones who rise. Those who wait are left behind, watching others accumulate power and wealth, powerless to alter their own fate, blinded by the very passivity that ensures their continued poverty. Keynote 2. Appearances deceive. Master the art of strategic perception. Many labor tirelessly yet remain poor because they fail to control perception. Wealth is not only earned, it is displayed subtly, strategically. A man who looks powerful attracts power, while one who appears weak invites exploitation. Cultivate an image of competence, influence, and control. Let your presence suggest resources and connections, even before they exist. Machiavelli himself knew, perception is often more potent than reality. Appearances deceive. Master the art of strategic perception. This principle is the silent weapon that separates the wealthy from the perpetually poor. Many toil endlessly, striving to accumulate resources, yet they remain invisible in the corridors of power, overlooked by opportunity, and underestimated by those who control influence. Why? Because they fail to understand the world operates not only on reality but on perception. The way one is seen dictates the doors that open, the deals that are offered, and the alliances that are formed. In a society where strength and influence are currency, mere competence is not enough. One must also appear competent, commanding, and worthy of attention. Consider the merchant who has amassed a modest fortune but dresses in humble rags, avoids social gatherings of influence, and conceals his successes. He believes that his wealth alone will protect him, yet he remains unseen, unrespected, and ultimately powerless. Those who master perception understand that the world rewards visibility as much as ability. A man who exudes confidence, who projects competence and authority, is granted opportunities simply because others assume he possesses the means and influence to execute them. Perception is a lens through which the world judges value, and controlling that lens is as crucial as controlling resources themselves. The wealthy are masters of this invisible craft. They understand the psychology of others and manipulate appearances to their advantage. They do not merely act, they stage themselves strategically, controlling what others see while concealing vulnerability. In every interaction, every meeting, every negotiation, they cultivate the image of power, stability, and control. They know that people judge quickly and act decisively based on perception. The poor, by contrast, often fail to understand this subtle game. They assume honesty, transparency, or mere effort will earn respect and access. Yet in the real world, these virtues are not rewarded. Influence is. A man perceived as powerful is treated as powerful even before he proves it, and this perception alone opens doors that hard work alone cannot. Strategic perception is not deception for its own sake. It is discipline. It is the deliberate shaping of how one is seen by allies, competitors, and society at large. The rich understand the value of symbols, status, appearance, language, and demeanor. They invest in themselves not only to improve ability, but to enhance presence. Every gesture, every choice of attire, every word spoken contributes to an aura of authority. Those who neglect this aspect of wealth accumulation remain trapped, invisible, their abilities unrecognized, their potential wasted. Furthermore, perception is a shield. Those who master it protect themselves from exploitation, manipulation, and misjudgment. If others perceive you as influential and untouchable, they hesitate before challenging you, negotiating with you, or undermining you. This creates a psychological advantage that multiplies wealth without additional effort. Meanwhile, those who fail to cultivate perception invite exploitation, overlooked opportunities, and persistent disregard. They labor endlessly yet are ignored, their talents unnoticed, their wealth stunted. In essence, the world rewards those who appear deserving of reward. To master money, one must master perception. Those who neglect this truth remain poor, regardless of talent or effort, while those who command attention and respect, even through subtle artifice, attract resources, opportunities, and alliances that compound into lasting wealth. Mastery of perception is mastery of power, and mastery of power is mastery of wealth. Keynote 3: Control your desires or they will control you. A Tor. The poor are enslaved to their impulses, spending recklessly, chasing instant gratification, and sacrificing long-term security for fleeting pleasure. The rich master self-control. They save, invest, and deploy resources with ruthless precision. Money is a tool, and like all tools, it must be wielded with discipline. Indulgence leads to weakness. Discipline leads to power. Control your desires, or they will control you. This is the principle that separates the wealthy from the perpetually poor, and yet it is perhaps the most misunderstood. Many live in constant bondage to fleeting pleasures, spending their hard-earned money on temporary satisfactions, luxuries that bring momentary joy but long-term consequences. They believe indulgence is harmless, that small compromises against discipline are inconsequential. But every impulsive act chips away at the foundation of wealth. To remain poor is to surrender to desire. To become rich is to command it, to bend it to serve the pursuit of power and prosperity. Observe the habits of those who accumulate wealth. They do not act recklessly. They do not squander resources on whims. They understand that money, like time and influence, is a tool that must be employed with precision and foresight. Every expenditure, every investment, every transaction is weighed for its ability to advance power, to create advantage, or to fortify position. The poor, blinded by instant gratification, allow money to slip through their hands, caught in the snares of desire. They fail to see that wealth is rarely the result of chance or inheritance, but of relentless discipline, a mastery of impulses that ensures resources are protected, multiplied, and strategically deployed. The control of desire is not merely financial, it is psychological. The mind that succumbs to short-term pleasure is weak in every domain. Wealth, influence, and opportunity require patience, foresight, and the ability to delay gratification. The wealthy cultivate restraint as a weapon. They deny themselves today to secure dominion tomorrow. Every indulgence denied strengthens resolve. Every temptation resisted sharpens judgment. They understand that the world punishes the undisciplined and rewards the calculated. By mastering desire, they command their resources rather than being commanded by them. Consider the man who spends every paycheck on trivial pleasures, convinced that effort alone will bring him security. His labor produces nothing but fleeting comfort, and his ambition is constantly undermined by his own impulses. In contrast, The rich plan, save, and invest with precision. They live below their means, not as a sign of weakness, but as a deliberate strategy to accumulate the tools of power. They understand that the wealth they seek is not in immediate enjoyment, but in long-term leverage, the ability to act decisively when opportunity arises, the capacity to shape circumstances in their favor. Desire is tamed, not eradicated. It is harnessed, transformed into fuel for strategic action, rather than wasted on transient satisfaction. Control of desire also extends to emotional and social impulses. Those who act impulsively in relationships, negotiations, or business interactions reveal weakness. The powerful remain calm, composed, and deliberate. They understand that a rash word, a moment of indulgence, or a failure to control envy and jealousy can cost more than money. It can cost influence, opportunity, and alliances. The poor, in contrast, surrender to emotion, allowing impulsive behavior to dictate outcomes, undermining potential, and ensuring their continued subjugation to circumstance. Ultimately, mastery of desire is mastery of self. Without it, wealth is unattainable, influence is fleeting, and freedom remains a distant illusion. Those who fail to control impulses will remain trapped, while those who exercise discipline, who bend their desires to the pursuit of power and wealth, will rise, shaping their destiny with precision and strategic intent. Keynote 4. Learn the hidden rules of the game. Most remain poor because they operate in ignorance, playing by rules written by others, often unwittingly. The wealthy know the hidden laws, how credit, leverage, networks, and influence work. They exploit loopholes, negotiate shrewdly, and capitalize on the ignorance of the masses. To rise above mediocrity, study the mechanisms that govern money and bend them to your will. Learn the hidden rules of the game. This principle is what separates those who remain trapped in mediocrity from those who ascend to wealth, power, and influence. Most people live their entire lives obeying rules they neither understand nor question, believing that effort alone is enough to secure their place in the world. They labor tirelessly, following the visible instructions, yet they remain poor because the real rules are hidden, unwritten, and controlled by those who already wield power. The wealthy, on the other hand, recognize that the world operates on a system few dare to study. They observe, they calculate, and they learn the laws that govern opportunity, influence, and accumulation. Knowledge of these rules is invisible, yet it is the foundation upon which all fortune is built. Consider the man who works diligently in a conventional job, assuming that hard work alone guarantees advancement. He wakes early, fulfills his duties, and hopes for promotion, bonuses, or recognition. Yet the corridors of power are rarely navigated by effort alone. Promotions are granted to those who understand politics, influence, and perception, not simply labor. The poor fail to see the hidden structures, the unspoken codes, and the mechanisms by which opportunity is allocated. They operate in ignorance, and in this ignorance, they remain forever on the outside, watching as others reap rewards that should have been within reach. To break free from poverty, one must first uncover these hidden laws, understanding that the world is not as transparent as it appears. The rich study systems, networks, and behaviors that govern wealth. They understand leverage, credit, and negotiation. They see how alliances are built and broken. They recognize patterns of success and failure in ways invisible to the untrained eye. They exploit gaps, loopholes, and blind spots in the conventional order, bending circumstances to their advantage. While the average man follows the visible path, the wealthy manipulate hidden forces, working behind the curtain of perception and influence. Every transaction, every partnership, every decision is informed by an understanding of these subtle mechanisms. The poor, unaware of this, stumble blindly, believing that visible effort will yield visible results, and are confounded when it does not. To learn the hidden rules of the game is to gain freedom. It is to move deliberately with foresight, rather than reacting to circumstance. It is to recognize that wealth is not simply earned, but claimed through understanding and strategy. The poor are reactive. They hope to succeed in a system they do not comprehend. The rich are proactive. They understand the underlying currents and act in ways that position them above chance and circumstance. They anticipate the moves of others, exploit ignorance, and operate with the precision of a chess master, always thinking several steps ahead. In addition, understanding hidden rules extends beyond money. It includes knowledge of human behavior, influence, and social structures. The rich read people as clearly as they read markets. They predict reactions, manipulate incentives, and shape outcomes without others even realizing. The poor remain at the mercy of these invisible forces, their ignorance ensuring dependence and vulnerability. Knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is wealth. To rise, one must study, observe, and learn the game beneath the surface, mastering the currents that govern success. For those who remain blind to these rules will remain poor, no matter their effort, diligence, or intent. Keynote 5. Build alliances, but keep your independence. Fortune favors those who surround themselves with capable allies, yet do not surrender control. Many stay broke by either isolating themselves or relying on others too heavily. The powerful cultivate connections strategically, friends, mentors, partners, but always retain sovereignty. Dependence is weakness, influence is power. Learn to navigate relationships as chess moves, not social rituals. Build alliances, but keep your independence. This principle is one that the poor frequently overlook, yet it is essential to acquiring lasting wealth and influence. Many remain trapped in poverty, not because they lack skill or intelligence, but because they fail to navigate the social landscape strategically. They either isolate themselves entirely, attempting to succeed alone, or they surrender themselves too fully to others, relying on alliances without understanding the dynamics of control. In both cases, the outcome is the same. Power is denied, influence is limited, and opportunity slips away. The wealthy understand that alliances are indispensable, yet dangerous if mismanaged. They cultivate relationships with precision, always aware that every bond carries the potential for both support and exploitation. Observe the behavior of those who rise above the common masses. They surround themselves with capable allies, mentors, and partners, each chosen for their usefulness, intelligence, or position. These relationships are never accidental. Every alliance serves a purpose, a calculated step toward influence or wealth. Yet while they rely on these connections, they never relinquish their autonomy. Independence is the shield that protects them from betrayal, manipulation, or dependence. They understand that a single misstep, subordination, over-reliance, or misplaced trust can undo years of careful strategy. The poor, by contrast, either cling too tightly to others, losing their freedom, or isolate themselves completely, missing opportunities that require collaboration. They fail to see that power is not a solitary pursuit. It is a networked one. and those who cannot navigate the webs of influence remain outside the circles of wealth. Strategic alliances also serve as mirrors and amplifiers. A well-chosen partner can extend reach, open doors, and provide access to resources otherwise unattainable. The wealthy leverage these relationships to magnify their impact, carefully managing perception and contribution so that each alliance strengthens their position rather than diminishes it. They understand the balance between collaboration and control. They invest in allies who are competent and loyal, yet never allow dependency to take root. For dependency is weakness, and weakness is exploited mercilessly. In contrast, the poor frequently form alliances based on friendship, sentiment, or convenience, often ignoring the subtle currents of advantage and power that define the relationship. They give more than they receive, submit more than they command, and remain vulnerable to manipulation and exploitation. Independence, however, is more than freedom from reliance. It is freedom of action, thought, and strategy. The wealthy maintain sovereignty in every relationship, ensuring that while others may assist, they are never beholden. This independence allows decisive action, prevents compromise of long-term goals, and ensures that alliances serve the individual, not the other way around. The poor, trapped in dependence, sacrifice autonomy for fleeting cooperation, and in doing so, they limit their capacity to accumulate wealth and influence. Ultimately, mastery of alliances and independence is mastery of leverage. Those who understand how to connect, influence, and collaborate without surrendering control navigate the social structures of wealth with elegance and power. Those who fail remain confined, isolated, or subservient, unable to seize opportunity, and always dependent on forces beyond their control. To rise above poverty, one must learn the delicate art of connection and the firm discipline of autonomy, cultivating relationships that empower rather than enslave, while always maintaining freedom to act and the authority to decide. Keynote 6: Adapt or perish. The world rewards the flexible. The poor are rigid, the rich are fluid. Markets shift, industries crumble, and technologies evolve. Those who cling to outdated methods or pride in past success stagnate and fail. Wealth demands adaptability, the willingness to abandon comfort, embrace risk, and reinvent oneself constantly. The world is unforgiving, and only those who bend without breaking rise above poverty. Adapt or perish. The world rewards the flexible. This principle is often ignored by those who remain trapped in poverty, yet it is perhaps the most vital skill for anyone seeking lasting wealth and influence. The poor cling to familiar routines, old methods, and outdated strategies, believing that past effort or conventional wisdom will carry them forward. They resist change, dismiss innovation, and scorn the unpredictable forces of the world, all the while wondering why opportunity consistently passes them by. The wealthy, however, understand that the world does not reward rigidity. Fortune favors those who can bend, pivot, and reinvent themselves as circumstances evolve. To thrive, one must not merely react to change, but anticipate it, master it, and exploit it. Observe the patterns of markets, industries, and human behavior. They are never static. New technologies arise, consumer preferences shift, and political or economic landscapes transform without warning. Those who insist on clinging to outdated practices are left behind, powerless to compete and unable to adapt. The rich, in contrast, study these shifts, learn their rhythms, and adjust their strategies with precision. They do not resist change. They control it, harnessing it as a force to accelerate their ascent. Flexibility is not indecision or weakness, it is calculated responsiveness, a tool of survival and dominance. The poor perceive change as threat, while the wealthy perceive it as opportunity, and it is this difference in perception that determines the course of fortune. Consider the individual who refuses to learn new skills or explore new markets, insisting that their old methods suffice. They may have once achieved modest success, yet the world moves forward without them. Opportunities vanish because they are tethered to familiarity and comfort, blind to the possibilities emerging around them. Meanwhile, the adaptable seize advantage with confidence, pivoting where others falter, entering spaces unprepared for their arrival, and reshaping circumstances in their favor. Adaptability allows the wealthy to survive failures, to transform setbacks into leverage, and to maintain momentum in the pursuit of power and wealth. It is the ability to navigate uncertainty, to remain decisive when others hesitate, and to exploit instability while the unprepared are paralyzed by it. Flexibility extends beyond practical skills and methods. It includes mindset and perception. The rich maintain psychological adaptability, shedding outdated beliefs and embracing new realities without hesitation. They recognize that clinging to pride, fear, or habit can destroy potential and impede progress. Those who resist evolution stagnate. Those who embrace it thrive. In an environment defined by change, the ability to transform oneself continuously is not optional, it is essential. The mastery of adaptation also involves foresight. The wealthy do not merely respond, they predict. They analyze trends, anticipate obstacles, and position themselves where opportunity is emerging before it becomes obvious to others. This forward-thinking approach transforms uncertainty from a threat into a tool for accumulation. The poor, by contrast, are always behind, struggling to catch up, burdened by resistance, and crippled by inflexibility. In the end, adaptability is power made tangible. It allows the wealthy to exploit the constant flux of the world, converting change into leverage, risk into opportunity, and uncertainty into advantage. Those who cling rigidly to the old ways, ignoring the signals of evolution, will inevitably fall, while those who embrace flexibility and strategic reinvention secure wealth, influence, and lasting dominion over circumstance. Wealth is not accidental, it is deliberate. It demands strategy, perception, discipline, knowledge, alliances, and adaptability. Those who remain poor often blame luck or circumstance, while the powerful understand the truth: money is a game, and the rules must be mastered with intelligence and ruthlessness. The question is, will you continue to languish in poverty, or will you learn to play the game as the masters do?